Hello everybody, this is Llodg, and today I have a video that is a bit different than usual. I am talking about my top 10 favorite RPGs of all time. Now to make sure that this list won't consist of just like 2 series, I am limiting myself to only putting like 1 game per series on this list. Though there are 2 picks that could be considered a part of the same series, but it also isn't, so I'm letting it slide. Also because I love both games so much. I could probably go on and on about all these games, but I'll keep it relatively short, though in the future I could see me making a separate video for each of these games. This list also isn't in any particular order, because I think it would be pretty hard to rank all these games in any kind of real order. Mario & Luigi Partners in Time for the Nintendo DS might be my first RPG. Okay, Pokemon Diamond might beat it out, but I didn't get too far in that game because I couldn't read it at that point yet, but Partners in Time could have been my first RPG. I have always been a pretty big Mario fan, and so I got this game when I was younger, and I didn't really know what to expect from it. I ended up loving all the time travel stuff, especially starting the game as a younger Mario fighting off Bowser. Like, that was just so cool to me. This game is the reason I'm kind of obsessed with time travel. The yellow and pink wormholes are cemented in my mind as a way to time travel. I also really love the shrooms as an alien enemy. Their ship sounds so cool. Though jumping to dodge attacks and even to select which attacks you want, while also timing them for more damage, felt perfect for a Mario game. But I was too young to really dodge properly. It got stuck at a certain Wiggler boss. Also, why is it when you lose the main Mario Bros, the babies have to pick them up and jump, thus making it much harder to time? Like, I'm already doing so bad at the game, but let's make your downfall 10 times quicker. I always thought Mario eating a mushroom in the game made it look so tasty. Like, I don't like mushrooms in real life, but I would totally eat one of those. I saw that this game reintroduced Baby and Mario Luigi from Yoshi's Island. I'm just glad they're actually being used in a game with a story. I also just absolutely love the music for this game. Yoko Shinomura is one of my favorite composers for video games. She has made so many of my favorite tracks, and this game is full of them. Like, Danger Theme is one of the most iconic songs in this game. I also just love the look of this game in general. Man, I wish this game didn't get skipped over when Alpha Dream was remaking some of the games. While Pokemon White wasn't my first Pokemon game I played, it was the first one I played seriously and beat. And man, it was so fun. Unova is my favorite region in all of Pokemon. I love all the new Pokemon that were introduced in this generation, and also the decision to make all the Pokemon only the new ones until you beat the main story was great. Oshawott is one of my favorite starters, and I even remember the nickname I gave him being Waterloo. I also really enjoy the story. I haven't played too many other Pokemon games, so I can't say that the other games can't rival it, but I thought it was just perfect. This was also the last full generation to use the pixel art, and I think it looks so good, and they really gave it their all for this one. The music was also really great, even the low health music is amazing. This generation is the next in line to get a remake. We'll see if it's good or not, but I'm really excited for it, even if it's just a 1-to-1 remake like Brilliant Diamond and Shine Pearl. I also played a bit of Black 2, but I thought it was too similar to the first games. Maybe I should go back and give it another try. Okay, did you really expect one of the best RPG lists to not include Chrono Trigger? I first played Chrono Trigger on the DS, and what is even there to say? This game might just be the perfect RPG. It is Square Enix before they even came together. Square had Sakaguchi come together with Yuji Horii from Enix, and even had Akira Toriyama do the artwork, so it has this Dragon Quest and Dragon Ball art style that is just timeless. The cast is so good, I love every party member so much. There's even a knight who's a frog and is named Frog. Also, this is another time travel game, which means I am already susceptible to loving it. And I think this game really showcases what a game can do with time travel. Like, you of course go to the future and the Middle Ages, but you also go all the way back to the Dinosaur Age and even the end of time. Also, I was in a geology class and they had us write a paper about something linked with your major, and I decided to write a paper on how Chrono Trigger's world changes throughout the different times because I didn't expect / remember that all the continents actually change with each time period. Like, they put in an effort to have the land change, like where there was just an island eventually transforms into a whole continent and connects with others, which is just so cool. Also, I love how short Chrono Trigger is. It's such the perfect RPG that you can sit down and play quickly without feeling like it overstays its welcome. though with Chrono Trigger I could probably play it for 100 hours and wouldn't be tired. Also, the soundtrack was done by Yasunori Masuda, and it's really good. I love listening to the battle themes, and Masuda is another one of my favorite composers for the games. I could go on and on about Chrono Trigger. I love how short it is, it's just perfect. I think I need to play this game again. In a world that has Xenoblade doing so well, I really wish there were more ways to play Xenogears, because it is just so good. I don't have a PS1 or PS3, so my only way to play this game was on the Vita, and I gotta say, it was a great experience. Even on a little screen, I love how the game looks. Combining the 2D sprites of the characters with the 3D models of the gears was such a good idea, and allowed the game to be more timeless compared to the other PS1 games. I need more games to have mechs in them. Each of the characters' gears are so different from one another, and look so cool. I even have a physical figure of Faye's gears, I just like it that much. The combat also resembles martial arts, which is really cool, and just a different type of gameplay that other games in this time just couldn't compete with. The story is also really good. I don't want to say much because I really want you to experience it for yourself, but if you like games like Xenoblade, please give the birth of the Xeno series a chance. The music was also done by Yasunori Masuda, which makes sense as to why he's one of my favorite composers. Even with the game being technically unfinished, and the second disc just having the story told to you, I still think it's really good. Also, it worked out so well for me having the second disc be what it was, because when I finished Xenogears, Final Fantasy VII Remake was about to come out, so if it had been finished like originally intended, then I might not have gone to that game as fast as I had. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, of course I had to put it on this list. From the first bombing mission, I could tell that this game was going to be an amazing game. My theme on the PlayStation 4 has been the remake theme that came with buying the original FF7 on PS4, and I have never changed it. Like, those sounds are the sounds I associate with the PS4 because of it. The characters in this game are all so good and unique from one another. All of their designs are also so unique, which is good because the main models that are being used are kind of blocky. Though that's also the charm with Final Fantasy VII. The combat in this game is great. I love the materia system for getting characters to be what you want them to be, and the active time battles are just perfect. Also, I just love Sephiroth. I even have a statuette of him. No, I don't have a problem. Why would you say that? If you have been a fan of my channel for a while, then you know I can get kind of excited about Final Fantasy VII news, and I'm really excited for Rebirth coming out in the next few months. The music is really good, but you probably already knew that. One Winged Angel is probably my favorite boss theme ever. I love each and every rendition of One Winged Angel, my favorite probably being the Rebirth version from Remake. Wait a minute. Persona 5 was my first Persona game, and it holds such a special place in my heart. No matter whether you're playing the original or Royal version, it is such a good time. I love this cast a lot, and I really enjoy the story as a whole. Despite the choices you make not leaving a huge impact on the overall game or story, I still really appreciated all the moments when I got to choose what I want to say. Also, this game has such a good look. Even the menus look amazing, which is saying something because usually I just kind of skip over the menus and call it a day, but they just look so good. I know I praised Chrono Trigger for being a shorter game, but I love how long this game is. It gives you enough time to spend with characters as you want, and this is a game that if I could, I would 100% go through all the social links because I just find them all so interesting to see how the characters grow. I love how they gave all the social links more of a reason to do them for characters who aren't in your party because in previous games they were all just Persona related. If you want a good turn-based game, then please give Persona 5 a try because it is probably perfecting the turn-based systems from previous games. The palaces in this game are the best dungeons in the series, just because they aren't randomly generated. If the other games had specifically designed dungeons, then they might beat out this game, but for now, Persona 5 will stay at the top of the series for me. The music and voice cast are unmatched, even if I like Persona 5 Strikers ODST a bit more. Is it cheating if I put the Mass Effect Legendary Edition on here? It is? Okay, then I'll just choose Mass Effect 2. This game is such a step up from its predecessor. The combat is much more fun, and I feel like I am actually able to make good choices on what weapons I want. The story in this game feels kind of like a detour compared to the other games in the trilogy, but I still feel like it does so many good things that I really enjoyed it. I also love that it picks up from the first game with all your choices carried over. I wish more games did this. The cast of party members in this game is the largest of the trilogy, which I really like. Though a lot of party members from the first game, while they appear, are not playable, which is a shame, but the newcomers are some of my favorites in the series, so it's okay. If 3 had all of these characters returned to form one large party cast, then it would probably be my favorite, but I'm not sure it would be so easy because I loved how every party member had their own side quest story to learn more about them in Mass Effect 2. This game is also the king of decisions. I loved making characters who were at first against me slowly warm up to me throughout the game to where in the next one they were happy to see me. The voice acting in this game is so good since every character is fully voiced. Also, all the different alien species is so cool. I need more games in space with a variety of alien species. Also, I really like romances in games, and the whole Mass Effect series in general has it in spades. Though with romancing Liara throughout the trilogy, you get the least of her here, which is disappointing. Man, I just want a new Mass Effect so bad. Maybe I should finally give in and play Andromeda. Another series that would be weird if it wasn't mentioned at all is Dragon Quest with Dragon Quest XI. And this is my first entry in the Dragon Quest series, and so far it has remained my favorite. The classic battle system is such a good system that has basically stayed the same throughout these 35 plus years, with only a few differences throughout each entry. The story is also really interesting, like you think you are the chosen one and go to the castle, and they just turn around and throw you in the dungeon. Man, I need to replay this game. The cast is also really good. I loved each and every one of them, with Eric probably being my favorite, though I'm sure if you asked me again in a week, I'd probably choose like Veronica or something. Also, this game somewhat recently got ported to like every console. Even if the graphics are slightly worse than the original version, it is the best version out there. Like, we even have Dragon Quest on Xbox. I need more Dragon Quest on Xbox. In fact, I just need more Dragon Quest everywhere. Come on, Square Enix, please port the other games. 1 through 3 are on the Switch for some reason. Bring them to Xbox so I can play them again. And then bring 4 through 8 just for fun, and 10 if you're really crazy. And you can include 9 in there as well. But seriously, this game got me into Dragon Quest. It is such a perfect game that I think anyone can pick up and play. The art style also being Toriyama will also make it timeless. I still need to play 3, 5, and 8, but I think 11 will hold the top spot just because of how special it is to me. There was never a time where I was bored when playing this game. Every new area was just so interesting, and I was so hooked on the adventure that was in front of me. Okay, I know this is a weird choice, but hear me out. Like Pokemon White, Fossil Fighters is one of those childhood games that I don't think I could ever forget. I'm not a huge fan of dinosaurs. I mean, Jurassic Park scared me so much as a child, but I love this game. The gameplay is like Pokemon but with 3v3 battles, so there's a bit more strategy with your placements and who should be in front to attack. Also, I love the announcers, they're classics. Digging for dinosaur bones to revive them in battle for you is such a good game mechanic. Using the touchscreen of the DS to dig them out of the rock was also such a good choice. I loved finding different bones to power up my Vivisaurs. I was also not great at this game when I originally played it. I'm pretty sure I didn't know about the elemental weaknesses, but I still powered through. The designs of the Vivisaurs are also pretty cool. Like, thinking of weird designs for dinosaurs must have been such a fun job. The story of this game can also get really weird, but in a good way. I don't want to spoil it, but maybe in its own video I'll go into more detail about how much I love the story, but it really goes places. I enjoyed the story so much that I played the game again as Rex, which is the name of the dog, just because in one scene I know that they mention us in the same sentence and I really wanted to see that, so I played the game again, just for that. I could also put the next game, Champions, on this list, but if I could only choose one, I'd have to go with the first. I have never played Frontiers, but even as a kid, I knew that game wasn't going to be good, even though I loved the first 2 games. I really wish that game didn't kill the series. Nintendo, please bring it back. Are you even surprised that this game's on the top of my list? I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that I love Xenoblade Chronicles. I first played the new Nintendo 3DS version of the game, and after a couple of tries to really get into it, I was hooked on the story. I've even made a separate video on this game like a year ago, so if you really want to hear more of my thoughts on the game, please go check it out. But this game is just so good, it even got me into RPGs. The music was done by Yoko Shinomura, which just means it's amazing, and Mitsuda also did the ending song for the game, and it's also so good. No matter what version of the game you're playing, you're in for an amazing time. I could have put any of the Xenoblade games on the list because of how much I enjoy every game in the series, even X. But I would feel weird with making this list if Xenoblade Chronicles wasn't at least mentioned. Though I did talk a lot about it in another video, so I won't go on and on. Also, if I were to list these in an actual order, this would be at the top. And yeah, those are my favorite RPGs. Each game is so good that I want to make their own proper video to go into even more depth about why I love these games, but we'll see if and when I get to that. While making this video, I really wanted to go back and play through all these games, despite me not replaying games as often as I wish. Like, how do people replay the same games every year with all these new releases? But yeah, I'm pretty sure if I did this list in a year, it might be changed with all the good RPGs coming out. I also might make a second video about other games that I was gonna put on this list, but they got edged out by other ones. So if you guys really want to see them, let me know. Though, even if you don't want it, I might make a second list just for the fun of it. So let me know what your favorite RPGs are, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day, and goodbye!